Slumpbuster Reacts is sponsored by cavemancoffee.com. Use promo code SLUMP and you get 15% off their great cold brew coffees. If you need a great caffeine boost in the morning, I highly recommend the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee. It is simply one of the best canned cold brew coffees I've ever had. It is so smooth and it gives you that nice, great pickup early in the morning and even during the day. But if caffeine isn't your thing, they also have a great sparkling hibiscus herbal tea cold brew. Hibiscus tea just has a great taste, but theirs is even better. Everybody, I hope you enjoy my reaction. Hey everybody, welcome back to Slumpbuster Reacts, and today I'm going to be reacting to part 2 of the How I Was Named NFL Teams by Justin Learns Things. In part 1, we learned about the crazy history between the LA Rams. We learned about how pretty much the NFL teams were formed to help out the MLB teams, especially with the naming. A lot of the NFL teams were different iterations of the MLB teams' names. And also, I thought it was awesome that he covered that during that time World War II was a big thing. So a lot of players did end up getting drafted into World War II. So to keep the NFL league going, or back then the football league, they had to pretty much combine teams and combine names to keep it going, which I thought was really interesting. But I'm very excited for part 2. This one I get to learn about my Cowboys. I really want to know how they got their name and how they became the team that they are today. All right, buddy. Hope you all enjoy it.
The Patriots were founded in Boston, Massachusetts in 1959.
Nice. We got the New England Patriots.
And were also a founding member of the American Football League. A contest was held to choose a name, and Boston Patriots was the winning name. It refers to the colonists that rebelled against the British in the American Revolution. After the AFL-NFL merger in 1970, the Patriots moved to Foxborough and briefly changed their name to the Bay State Patriots, before ultimately deciding on the regionally representative New England Patriots before the start of the 1971 season. The Jets were founded in 1959 as the Titans of New York. They too were a founding member of the AFL. In 1963, the owner filed for bankruptcy.
That is actually a really cool name. I like that name. I never knew that they were the New York Titans. That is actually a really cool name. I don't know if I would have changed it. That is a cool name.
And the league sold the team to a new ownership group who renamed the team to the Jets. Jets was chosen from a list of 500 candidates, beating out names like Dodgers, Burrows, and Gothams. But Jets was eventually selected because of the site of their new stadium between New York's 2 major airports. When introducing the name, they called Jets a symbol of this speedy and modern age. In 1970, when the AFL and NFL merged, they remained the New York Jets that we know today.
Nice.
The Tennessee Titans were founded in 1959 in Houston, Texas as the Houston Oilers. They too were a founding member of the AFL. Oilers was chosen as the name in reference to the...
So I think Gridiron Heights even had a reference to this one episode. I cannot name the episode or tell you which one, but it was... I remember hearing the Oilers reference, and Juju had to explain it to me, and I thought that was insane. But let's keep going.
The oil industry in Texas, and they kept that name as they joined the NFL in 1970. The team then moved to Tennessee in 1997. They retained their name, becoming the Tennessee Oilers, playing that first season in Memphis. Once their stadium was built in Nashville, they became the Tennessee Titans in 1999. The owner wanted a new name that was connected to Nashville, as well as reflecting power, strength, leadership, and, quote, other heroic qualities. Titans was seen as the name to fill that criteria. Titans also serves as a nod to one of Nashville's nicknames, the Athens of the South. Titans is a reference to the Titans of Greek mythology. Also, like Athens in Greece, Nashville is known for its cultural focus on arts and education. Plus, it also has a full-scale replica of the Parthenon, an ancient temple located in Athens, Greece, which is pretty awesome.
That is really
The
cool,
Dallas
actually.
Cowboys were founded in 1960
Yeah,
in
here we
Dallas,
go, Dallas
Texas.
Cowboys.
Names such as Dallas Steers and Dallas Rangers were among the favorites, but ultimately Cowboys was chosen to avoid any confusion with the Dallas Rangers minor league baseball team. Wasting no time, they began playing that very same season in 1960. The Minnesota Vikings joined the NFL as an expansion team in
Well, turns out that was a really short history.
1960. The name was chosen from a list that included names like Chippewas, Miners, and Voyagers, but Vikings was eventually chosen to reflect Minnesota as a part of the country with a large Scandinavian American population. They have remained the
really
Minnesota
cool.
Vikings their entire existence since 1960, playing their first season in 1961. The Oakland Raiders were founded in 1960 in Oakland, California. They were also a part of the American Football League. A contest was held by the Oakland Tribune to name the team. The winner was the Oakland Seniors. Realizing they were the butt of a joke, 9 days later, the owners chose to rename the team to the Raiders, which had finished third
Okay, that is way better. The Oakland Seniors. Oh no. Yeah, I'm so glad they changed the name. That was pretty bad.
in the contest. In 1970, they joined the NFL as a part of the AFL-NFL merger. In 1982, and following a messy lawsuit, the Raiders moved to Los Angeles against the wishes of the league. However, unable to really find a foothold in LA, the team moved back to Oakland in 1995. But after a decade of failing to secure a new stadium in Oakland in 2017, the NFL granted the team permission to move to Las Vegas. In 2020, the Raiders officially moved to Las Vegas, keeping their iconic name and giving us the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep.
The Falcons were founded in Atlanta, Georgia in 1965. The name Falcons was suggested by a high school teacher named Julia Elliott, whose entry beat out over 40 other contestants. Some of the entries that the Falcons beat were the Knights, the Bombers, the Rebels, and the Thrashers. But Elliott's
Knights sounds
essay
pretty
describing the Falcon as proud and dignified with great courage and fight won out, giving us the Atlanta Falcons taking the field for the start of the 1966 season.
Nice.
The Miami Dolphins were founded in Miami, Florida in 1965 as an expansion franchise of the American Football League. A naming contest was held in which over 1,000 different names were entered, but the winning name was the Dolphins. The bottlenose dolphin is often found in the waters off the coast of Florida. The Dolphins were ready to take the field for the 1966 AFL season, and when the leagues merged in 1970, the Miami Dolphins officially became a team of the NFL.
Nice.
The New Orleans Saints were founded in 1966 in New Orleans. Their establishment was a part of the planned expansion that was agreed upon during the AFL-NFL merger to bring the number of teams in the league up from 24 post-merger to 28 total teams. The merger was then set to take place in 1970. The name Saints was chosen because of the date of the establishment of the team, November 1st, which is the Roman Catholic holiday of All Saints' Day, which fits perfectly with the deep and historic roots of Catholicism in New Orleans. This also fits
That's really
perfectly
cool.
with the history of jazz music in
I
New
like that.
Orleans as well, reminding us of the classic When the Saints Go Marching In. Doubtless, the New Orleans Saints have been a perfect fit since they began playing at the start of the 1967 season. The Cincinnati Bengals were founded in 1967 in Cincinnati, Ohio. They were originally part of the American Football League, which would later merge with the NFL in 1970. Ironically, the team's ownership group was led by Paul Brown, who had been ousted a few years earlier from his role with the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, wow.
Paul Brown chose the name Bengals after a football team that played in Cincinnati in the 1930s. He also chose colors that were intentionally close to those of the Browns, to throw some shade on his former team. The Bengals would begin playing for the start of the 1968 AFL season, and when the leagues merged, the Cincinnati Bengals retained their name, joining the American Football Conference in the NFL. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were founded in 1974 as a part of the same agreement that established the Saints. The goal of the agreement decided on prior to the merger was to bring the league up to 28 teams, but it took until 1974 for the final 2 teams to be added. Tampa Bay is a geographic term of regional representation describing the whole metropolitan area surrounding the bay called Tampa Bay. It includes cities like Tampa and St. Petersburg and Clearwater.
So I highly recommend, if you guys haven't been, to go visit Tampa Bay. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Tampa Bay, I think, are some of the nicest cities in Florida. I haven't been to Jacksonville, but I've also been to Key West. Key West was very nice, but Tampa Bay I thought was really cool. It is a very, very nice looking city.
Contest was held to name this new team, and Buccaneers won out. The name Buccaneers references the pirates that would frequent Florida's Gulf Coast in the 1600s. And over 3 centuries later, we still have Buccaneers frequenting the same coasts ever since they played their first season in the NFL in 1976. The Seattle Seahawks were the other team added in 1974 with the goal of bringing the league up to 28 teams. A naming contest was held and the name Seahawks won. A Seahawk is another name for an osprey, a type of hawk found all over the world near water. The Seattle Seahawks would play their first season in 1976. 2 teams were added in a 1993 expansion of the league. In 1993, the Carolina Panthers were founded in Charlotte, North Carolina. As the team name suggests, the team is meant to be regional, attracting fans from both North and South Carolina.
Really cool.
The name Panthers was chosen by the owner's son, presumably earning him some major dad points. The Carolina Panthers would begin playing at the start of the 1995 season. The other team to join in 1993 was the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars were founded in Jacksonville, Florida in 1993, 2 years before their first NFL season. Even before the franchise rights were awarded for Jacksonville, an ownership group seeking to bring a team there held a fan vote. Jaguars was the winning team name, beating out names like Sharks, Stingrays, and Panthers. Their name has remained the same since they first took the field for the start of the 1995 season.
Oh, wow.
The Baltimore Ravens were founded in Baltimore, Maryland in 1996. 12 years earlier, their former team moved to Indianapolis. So in 1996, the NFL allowed the Cleveland Browns to move and begin life as the Baltimore Ravens. The name Ravens was chosen by contest. There were 3 finalists, the Marauders, the Americans, and the Ravens. Ravens won the vote. The name is a reference to Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven. Edgar Allan Poe himself lived in Baltimore for some time and is buried there.
Oh, wow.
The Houston Texans were founded in 1999 when franchise rights were awarded to a team in Houston. However, the team wouldn't play until the 2002 season. The city of Houston was chosen in part to replace the team that had moved to Nashville in 1997. The new franchise, unable to make up its mind initially, trademarked a plethora of names, including Apollos, Bobcats, Challengers, Colt 45s, Energy, Hurricanes, Roughnecks, Rough Riders.
Why Colt 45s? I mean, yes, I know Houston is rough. I've been to that city. I'm not a big fan of Houston, but that's really bad. Colt 45s? Yeah, I'm really glad they didn't pick that. Apollos is cool. I like that. Yeah, out of that whole list, that's probably like my favorite one, Apollos.
Riders, Roustabouts, Stormcats, Texans, Toros, Wildcats, Wildcatters, and Wranglers. But the front runner was originally the Stallions.
Oh, wow.
Ultimately, the owner decided that the use of horse imagery in team names was overused in the NFL. See the Broncos and the Colts, and also the Chargers, which originally featured a horse as well. So in 2000, Texans became the official team name because Texans and Texas.
It's Texas.
And there you have it, how every NFL team got its name. Thank you so much for checking out this video. And in the future, if other name changes happen, be sure to check on back, stay subscribed. I will have update videos out for those changes. So thank you for watching, like, subscribe, comment below, and we will see you in the next video.
So that was really, really cool. I've never known any of that, actually. the Cowboys have a really short history, but it seems like the really early teams have like the coolest history. Like they have so many franchise moves, so many name changes. That was really interesting. I really like that. Thank you, Justin Learns Things. I really enjoy your channel. This is a really, really awesome. Everybody, and I hope you all enjoyed my reaction to how every NFL team got its name by Justin Learns Things. If you guys want more history behind the sports, behind the names, please check out Justin Learns Things. Check out his channel and please subscribe. But also, if you like our content, please subscribe to our YouTube page. Listen to us where you get your podcasts, and we post episodes weekly and daily. All right, buddy. I'll see you all in the next one.